Dumelang, Dekai, Goeienaand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be with all of you here in this beautiful province of the Free State. Are you there, Free State? Can I hear you tonight, Free State? And it's wonderful to be back here in the city of roses, where the ANC has been a thorn in the side of the people for far too long. But it's especially fun to be here tonight after the University of the Free State won the Varsity Cup last night. Congratulations to the Shimlas. Viva the Shimlas. En Haak Vrystaat. En Haak Vrystaat. But you know what? I think there's a very serious lesson for us to learn from the victory of the Shimlas last night. And there's a lesson to be learned how that team won over the rivals that were tipped to be the real winners. And the lesson is that when the people in this province put their mind to something, it can happen. And let's be honest, after 30 years of ANC corruption and ANC mismanagement, the odds are stacked heavily against the people of the Free State. Perhaps more than anywhere else in South Africa, the Free State has suffered the most under ANC misrule. It has a strong claim to be the most mismanaged province in the entire country. And similarly, Good Governance Africa recently confirmed that Mangaung, where we are tonight, is the worst run metro in the entire country. And this is despite the fact that Bloemfontein sits at the heart of our beautiful nation. And you know, the people of Mangaung deserve so much more than the misery that the ANC has subjected them to. And so we're here tonight as Democrats to tell the people that we're going to send a very loud message on the 29th of May that enough is enough. You see, this province has got all of the resources that it needs to be a success. It's got a small population, but there's minerals here. There's incredible farmland here. There's important roads and networks here. But it's missing the most important ingredient of all. And you know what that ingredient is? It's a government that works for all of the people in the province. That's what's missing here. We've got all the ingredients except a government that knows how to get the job done. Despite all its endowments, all of those things I've said are in the favor of the province. It is the third highest unemployment rate in the world. Sorry, in South Africa. Third highest unemployment rate in the country. That includes people who have given up on work. That means that 44 out of every 100 people in this province do not have a job. And we sat with some of those people today as we visited a number of areas around Mangaung. A mother who said that her son has not worked for 2 years. But I'm sure that is not a unique situation. I'm sure there are people in this hall tonight who are desperate for nothing more than a job so that they can provide for themselves and for their families. And you see, the ANC in this province has reduced the people in this province to grinding poverty. That's all you see when you travel around, grinding poverty. So, instead of being known as the proud seat of our judiciary, as a place of learning and a place of education and cultural wealth, and as the breadbasket of Africa, Bloemfontein has become South Africa's capital of corruption, a capital of infrastructure collapse, and the capital of basic service failure. If you asked me to pick just one place that it epitomized how much we've got to do to rescue South Africa, I would choose Mangaung. In this city, there's now more uncollected refuse than there are roses left. The road network is in disarray. People's taps are running dry. And load shedding never ends for many people in the city. And the infrastructure is collapsing. And just this afternoon, as we were in Heidedal talking to some of the residents there, some of the business owners told us that they are preyed upon daily by criminals. Criminals who operate with impunity. And the one business owner told me today, he owns a butchery, and he says he was held up by gunpoint at 8 a.m. as they opened. And he called the police, and the police didn't come. And they phoned again, and the police didn't come. And eventually when the police arrived, those robbers were long gone, and evidence had been moved away. But you know what makes this story unacceptable? Is that the police station is 100 meters down the road. The police station in Heidedal is failing the citizens of Mangaung and this area, and they need to be sorted out because people are tired of criminals and they want a police system that works for them. So if you're a resident from Heidedal, are you here this evening? Can I hear you? I promise you, we're coming back here with Andrew Whitfield, and we're coming back here with Ian Cameron, and we're going to come back here with the provincial leadership, and I'm going to go and visit that police station and find out what is going on there. There's no water in the taps. And the Cogtis report shows that 61% of all of the water here is lost. There's no shortage of water. There's no drought in the Free State. The water's not in your taps because the money that was meant to be spent on the infrastructure has been stolen by the corrupt in this government. They've taken the money that should have ensured that you had electricity and sanitation, and they've spent it on themselves. And that's why you've got municipal managers in this Free State that drive around with Bentleys. They drive around like the Kardashians in Bentleys. On what planet on earth can a municipal manager afford a Bentley unless they're getting the money from somewhere else? And I'll tell you where they're getting that money. They're getting it from you. That's where the money's coming from. And the truth is that the ANC has given up on the people of this great province. Maar die mense van die Vrystaat, die mense van die Vrystaat is sterker as dit. En kry jy nie so maklik onder nie. Because even though the ANC has given up on the Free State, the people of this province have not given up on the Free State. And it's why in Clarence, they're working to keep the lights on through their own little energy generation and supply. It's why we've got people fixing the roads. It's why through the installation of neighborhood watches and the whole of society, things are getting prepared and repaired. But it's no thanks to the ANC. They don't care. They care about one thing only, and that is about how much money they can steal from you and how rich they can make themselves. But I'm here tonight to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. And I want you to just imagine with me. Just imagine with me. Just take a moment to imagine something. Imagine if the people of Bloemfontein, and in fact the whole Free State, had a government that was working for them and not against them. Imagine what this province could achieve with a government that is actually committed to rescuing the Free State. Imagine a government that's committed to liberating the people from poverty, from unemployment, from poor service delivery. Imagine if the people of Botshabelo, Kroonstad, Matjabeng, Sasolburg, and other places had a government that wanted to raise them up instead of pushing them down. And I'm here to tell you tonight that that can happen. It can happen if we elect Roy Jenkinson as the Premier here. It can help if you get us as the DA over the line so that we can get a new government here in the Free State that's going to work for you.
Yes.
That's what we need here, a government that's going to work for you.
Yes.
A government that is on your side, a government that's working with you to grow business, to grow opportunity. And we can do this because we've done it in so many other places. There's going to be many parties that come to you in this election. Daar's 'n lang lys van hierdie partye. En as ek kom en as ek klop op jou deur en sê, jy moet vir ons stem. Ons maak die beloftes. Maar mense moet versigtig wees in hierdie verkiesing. Want dit is baie maklik om so beloftes te maak. Maar jy moet kyk vir 'n party wat het 'n geskiedenis van dienslewering. 'n Party wat doen wat hulle sê. Die party van dienslewering. En daai party is ons party. Dis die blou party, dis die DA. And the thing that makes me so confident that we can do great things together here in the Free State is that the DA and the Free State have a lot in common. We love to beat the odds. We love to beat the odds. And one of the reasons is because we believe in empowering communities to treat local communities, local organizations as partners, not as enemies. And we call it the whole of society approach, and we can get it right here. So, our pledge to you in this election is very clear. If you vote for us, we will deliver 2 million jobs. We will end load shedding and water shedding.
Yes.
We will halve the rate of violent crime. We will ensure you have a capable state through the abolishment of cadre deployment. And we know here in the Free State, daai regering is propvol van kaders. Hulle weet nie hoe is die werk te doen nie. Maar hulle sit daar met die vet salaris en sit en hulle speel kaartjies op die rekenaar en hulle doen geen werk vir ons mense nie. Ons is siek en sat van daai kaders. En dit is tyd vir daai kaders 'n boodskap te stuur dat op die 29ste Mei is jy uit jou kantoor en ons sit mense daar wat die werk kan doen. But I'm making the people of Mangaung a commitment tonight. Above and beyond our manifesto, I'm telling the people of Mangaung that if you elect a DA-anchored national government, and we're able to get a DA-anchored provincial government here, one of the first things we do will be to put Mangaung under administration. And when I talk about administration, I don't mean this pity administration that you have currently. Because the administration that this government uses now is to get one faction out and the other faction in, so that the other faction is away and the new faction can eat the money. That's not administration. Administration means coming in with bureaucrats and experts that know how to turn a city round. They can get water back in your taps. They can get electricity back in your homes. That can make sure that your roads are fixed and the potholes are repaired. To make sure that your children have a better opportunity with a municipality that's going to work. And if you give us the power, we will put that power back in your hands on the 29th of May. Now let me tell you, there's only one reason that we don't have the Free State moving forward, and that reason is the African National Congress. It is the only reason. They are a party of manipulators. And they're going to come and try and manipulate you in this election. They're going to come if you don't have a job. They'll make you a promise of a job that you know will never come. They're going to tell our students, we'll provide for your studies. But we know that they're eating the NSFAS money up and our students are sitting without their fees being paid, hungry in university reses, not getting the money. If you're thirsty, they're going to manipulate you and say they're going to put water in your taps. They will never do it. They've been promising for 30 years. En die mense is nou siek tot hul agtertande van beloftes. Hulle wou dienslewering sien, hulle wou aksie sien en hulle wou 'n verandering sien. En dis nou die tyd om dit reg te kry hier in Mangaung en hier in die Vrystaat. But I say this province is going to be the dark horse province in the election. Because die ANC het 'n groot verrassing wat kom op die 29ste. Want het gehoor in die naweek hoe hulle gelek the leaked tapes from the NEC meeting where they said they don't have polling because they haven't paid their pollsters, so they don't have polls, so they don't know where they're sitting. But I've got some news for them tonight. I don't usually help the ANC, but tonight I'm going to help them. I'm going to tell them where they're sitting in the polls. And here in the Free State, they are sitting at 50%. They've gone from 75% to 50%. And that means we can get them out. We can get them out. If every opposition voter comes out and votes on election day, we can break that majority and we can take this province and put it onto a new path. And I say to you today that the big difference is that the DA has the plans, it has the policies, it's got the track record, but most importantly, it's got the people to get things done. And so I'm going to invite our provincial leadership and our candidates to come and join me on the stage. I want you to see the team that is going to take South Africa forward. Come up, leadership and candidates. I want you to join me here. Dis my span en dis jou span en dis die Vrystaatse span.
Yes.
So, if you want a big party with a proven track record of getting things done, of job creation, and you need a big party to anchor a strong alternative government in South Africa, then you need to vote for the DA. If you want that same strong anchor party at the heart of a new provincial government to rescue South Africa, you need to vote for the DA. And if you want to get rid of the ANC and keep the radicals on the EFF and the MK out, then you need to vote for the DA. Ons kan dit doen. Ons moet dit doen. En saam sal ons dit doen.
Ja.
Dankie Suid-Afrika.
Halala Johnny, halala. Hoi hoi John, hoi hoi. John. John. John, Hosa, John, Hosa. Aye. Family, Free State family. Hak, Vrystaat, hak. Hak, Vrystaat, hak. Gaan, Vrystaat, gaan. Hololo, Free State, hololo.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Democrats, people at home, I want to tell you tonight that if you are sitting there worried about your future, if you're worried about whether you're going to get a job, if you're worried about whether your children are getting a decent education at home, if you're worried about how you're going to put food on the table, if you're worried about how you're going to beat the cost of living, if you're worried about where this country is headed, I want to tell you this evening that help is on the way. And the help is coming is the DA. So I want you to join us because South Africa is a proud nation and we are all proud South Africans.